Hi. I'm stopping myself automatically. It's hi, how are you? Stopping myself from asking that right now because I know that the answer is complicated and that's why I'm here. Uh, since um, since we all found ourselves in this nightmare over the weekend, especially Saturday night after Shabbat ended and we heard the full brunt of the news, not just the trickling that had come in over Chag, I have been looking for ways to bring calm and healing to everyone. All of us, every single one of us right now can use support, can use coping mechanisms for dealing with stress, can use healing, can use support on such a massive level. And so I'm coming in here today to give a rundown of different things that can really help and help you structure your mind, structure things to help you get the support and stay in a calm place. And we're going to go through each thing, and then I will do other videos to elaborate on different exercises, on different modalities. But first and foremost, I want you all to know that I am here. People can hop onto my website and schedule free phone consultations to help people figure out how to get that support network. Right now, everyone's focus should be making sure that they have a support network, to whether it's different things that they do throughout the day that help bolster them, help them stay strong, whether it's tamtsiot, flower essences that help against anxiety and help process the trauma. Again, we're going to discuss different things, but it's setting up for yourself a path to the greatest calm, the greatest success in staying calm and healthy during these times. And again, calm is a relative term. But I think the goal is to stay calm enough to be able to function on some level and not just dive under the covers and lock our doors and say, wake me up when this is all over. So let's start with the basics. Sleep, which I know has not been simple for many people right now, but trying to get sleep. I know a lot of people have been up late, pushing off that time of getting into bed, and whether it's distracting themselves, whether it's thoughts that are coming up or conversations that they're having with people in America, etc. Just try to get sleep when you can and how you can in the best way possible. If you can go to bed at a normal time and wake up at a semi-normal time, that would be great. But if you're finding that you're not, then nap and do what you need in order to give your body the rest that it needs. That doesn't mean stay in bed for 15 hours a day, but it is just to keep your finger on the pulse that you are getting sleep. And if you're not, then that is something we'll address also with the different modalities here, how to address the issue of not getting proper sleep right now during these stressful times. Eating and drinking. If you're having a hard time getting through the day, stay focused. Always having a focus, something to focus on, something to move forward, constantly be moving forward and not just sitting, staring out the window like lost in a haze. Give yourself things to focus on. If it's making a meal right now, whether it's just pasta and toast and eggs, like just make yourself food. Make sure that you're eating the best quality, best healthiest foods that you can. But if you don't have the energy for that, at least make sure that you are eating. Sometimes during times like this, we don't have any appetite. So just keep finding things that you can eat with the tendency towards as much health as possible. Making sure you're drinking enough water. I know that there was one day where I went through till 3 o'clock and I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't had one drink of water today. So make sure that you have you can even keep like pitchers out on the counter and just make sure, a water bottle next to your side, just make sure that you're drinking 1 to 2 liters a day. And one of the basics, and I add this to the list of basics, is getting fresh air. Getting fresh air, and thank God it's been beautiful weather here, is so crucial to our mental health and our emotional health. So please, even if it's just taking your coffee outside on your porch and sitting on your porch to drink your coffee, or whether it's going for a walk with a friend at night, or whether it's, even if you don't want to leave your immediate area, just circling the block, getting fresh air, taking the kids out to the park or for a picnic on your front lawn, or if you live in an apartment building, on your porch if you have one, just getting fresh air during the day is so, so, so important to our health. Okay, those are the basics. And now let's move a little bit past the basics to other things that are simple and easy. Doing exercise. Some of us don't even have energy to like lift our hand up to take a drink. So what am I talking about? Exercise. But if you find the courage, not the courage, the whatever it is, like that oomph to get yourself up, put on a yoga video. If you're not into like, you don't want to be doing aerobics or lifting weights or going for a run, like something calming. There are so many great calming, relaxing exercises that are still going to help with the blood flow in your body and oxygenation in your body, with your breathing. Qigong, Tai Chi, exercises like that are so important and so helpful. And just what's the point here? To have that blood flow and that oxygenation, because when we're stressed, muscles can tend sometimes to tighten up. And if we don't have that blood flow and that oxygenation, that warmth coming into those muscles, then it just is a cycle of tension. Exercise. So then I'm going to do other videos on zip up exercises, which is to keep our energy, because we have our physical body and we have our energy body, which is our auric body, which extends to 1.5 feet beyond us. And that's all the energy stuff, whether it's hearing things on the news, seeing things in the news, feeling the tension in the air. And we want to make sure that we keep as much of that outside of this sphere. Outside of this, we have something called an auric envelope. We want to keep it outside so that what's in here is able to stay light and joyful. Yes, even joyful to some level, meaning that your energies are high, right? That's what I mean by joyful. We're not necessarily walking around dancing and smiling all the time, but to keep your energies high, to keep your energies healthy and clear. Keeping our aura clear is very important. So zip up exercises to keep what's going on out here to the gray. And some people are like, oh, come on. Like, how can we detach? How can we? But there are ways to do it, and it's important. And people are often so dismissive when I bring this up, but it's really important. And I'll start with the biggest thing, and that is how much news we're listening to. There are some people who feel like they need to know, that's what helps them be calm. Let me tell you something. It really doesn't need to be every picture and reading every article and hearing every news broadcast. Like, just reading the titles of the broadcasts keeps you informed without giving you all of the details, which put us into trauma. Looking at a news website where it's lined up without photos, it's just like headline photos, so it's not the more difficult photos or videos. Choose what you expose yourself to. It is a choice. And if people choose to be very informed, they're also choosing to create more trauma for their bodies. Hands down. There's no way to have one without the other. So please, please, please limit the trauma, because once you've seen it, you've seen it. Once you've heard it, you've heard it. Once you know. And as an empath, this is something I had to learn a long time ago. And people look at me and are like, what do you mean you don't listen to the news? But honestly, and if it helps me be stronger, helps me have more strength during these times, helps me function as a mom, as a friend, as a healer, then to me that's more important than being completely informed and knowing every detail. So weigh living life versus knowing everything that's going on. So please keep that in mind. Okay, now the support network I started talking about before, like having that support, creating support for yourself. I think I talked about it. Making sure that you, because we can, some of us have just been in a down since it started. And some of us have been okay, and then all of a sudden we're not okay. And some of us have been fine, and then boom, huge crash. So it's really important to keep our finger on the pulse of the situation, which is ourselves. What are our needs? What bolsters us? Is it, there's different people, it's going to be different things. For one person, it's going to be exercise. For another person, it's going to be speaking with their family in America. For another person, it's going to be saying Tehillim. For another person, it's going to be, baking for the Chayalim or for the women who are home, or for some people, it's going to be volunteering and going out to drive people that need to go places, or seeing what needs, where people need helping hands in the hospitals. Like, everyone's going to take it to a different place of what keeps them feeling bolstered during this time. I can tell you some of the things that really help me. One is getting that fresh air. Two is having fresh baked goods, yummy, yummy baked goods with my coffee and tea. Another thing is having a fresh pot of tea made every day, and I just go and take from it. My go-to right now is Lemon Louisa. I find it just calming, cooling. Talking with friends is huge for me. Just having that phone conversation, or going out on a walk, or sitting and having coffee with someone, having them come to my table or me go to them. That's just being able to talk about what we're going through and being able to help someone else clear what they're going through by sharing it with you. When we talk, we let go of the energy. It's important to choose your friends wisely when you're thinking about this. You don't, like, if you're doing this to bolster yourself, do not go to the friend who's so anxious that she's going to pull you into her anxiety. So be careful who you choose for the support network. Being on Facebook and seeing all the love and support that's coming in, and seeing that this is something I saw last night and I started doing it myself, going through people's statuses where they have all these incredible morale boosting videos being shown, etc. So just surrounding yourself with as much positivity and support as possible. And along those lines, I want to mention and knowing when to reach out to a health professional. There are so many people, including myself now, who are putting themselves out there. Call us, reach out, let people know. When I'm having a hard time, I have a group of friends that I made a group, and I will say to them, okay, listen, who's coming for a walk? Who wants to come over for coffee? I reach out before I reach the point of till here. So when you feel that coming, when you feel it coming on, reach out for support. It's already hit you. The wave is already here. Reach out for support. Before you dive under the covers, make that phone call, send an SOS to one friend who you know will come over, do what you need. There are people in every community that are on this, so just find out who in your community is doing this. In some communities, it's every neighborhood. And of course, there's stuff being provided by the government and by local governments, etc. Now, two other things that every family should have right now, and I've started a donation campaign so that I can be distributing these essences to families, anywhere and everywhere, and also to be providing healing sessions for people. But there's two essences. This is Heart and Soul Rescue. This is Rescue Remedy of the beitroga Gardens Essence, and it helps us clear and heal trauma from the body. The best time to clear, again, first off, try to not have the trauma, right? Limited exposure, etc. But in times like this, even if someone's limiting their exposure, everyone is exposed. So having something like this, the best time to deal with trauma is when it has first come. Not let it settle in, not let it develop into post-trauma, not let it build. And So if we're constantly in a place of processing and clearing the trauma, which is what this does, it's like this huge hug that just keep, it's like if someone's going through a trauma and someone's holding them, then they have an easier time going through it. That's what this essence does. This essence is that huge hug, that huge, I've got you, you're supported, and you just keep processing. You just keep processing. It's two essences that work with the heart chakra and love, abundance of love, and it's just, I've seen it work wonders with people after they've been through trauma, while they're going through trauma. So please, anyone who wants, just comment, put something in the comments, or I'll also leave ways to contact me in the description. And you can sign up to get your flower essence. And the other one is Wild Pink. Wild Pink is a natural anti-anxiety agent. Okay, this essence keeps you, look at this beautiful flower. It's like, it's from the carnation family. Anyway, it helps people to stay in this moment and not worry about what might happen, what's gonna happen, what's gonna be, or what has happened. It just keeps you in this moment. And in this moment, you look around you and you say, oh, okay, the birds are chirping, the sky is blue, the sun is shining, and you come into this place of, okay, right now, the sky's not falling. And you go to this calm place, and it also has, and it has such a quick effect. A woman who was about to get on a plane and had an attack of anxiety had this essence and took it and got on her plane, and then also on her connecting flight. And it's just, I've seen it have great results with people with anxiety from all different reasons and all different causes and all different situations. So there's also a combination, which is the Heart and Soul, which is the rescue remedy, Heart and Soul Calm. So just if you're at all open to the idea, I recommend that you have a bottle. And again, for people who can afford it, then please, I welcome the income stream. And for the people who can't, just send in a message, and the link, I'll send links to the essences, so people who do want to order and pay are able to do that, and people who would like a bottle for free, then just, again, comment or reach out to me in any of the ways that I'll leave different ways to reach out to me in the description. And that's it for now. I hope these helped. And if anything's come up for you, if you have a specific question, I know that different people's situations are different. You know, there's the single moms, and there's the women whose husbands are on the front lines, and there are women who have multiple kids out in uniform. There are people who are on the front lines in other ways, helping with the police force and the medical staff and volunteers. And it's just, so whatever your situation is, feel free to reach out. And I will also add that link to setting up a free phone consult with me. All right. In the meantime, sending love and blessings. And look out for my other videos for the zip-up exercise, for grounding exercises, and whatever else comes up that I can think of through the next couple of days. Sending love.